Good afternoon and welcome. In news just coming in response to the spy poisoning row, Kremlin has said that Russia did not initiate any diplomatic wars. That's the news breaking here on WION this moment. In response to the spy poisoning row, the Kremlin now says Russia did not initiate any diplomatic war. Now, more than 24 countries have expelled Russian diplomats, blaming Moscow for poisoning a former Russian spy in the United Kingdom. Now, in retaliation, the Kremlin has hit back with retaliatory measures of its own. In what can be seen as a tit-for-tat, Russia has expelled 60 U.S. diplomats from the country. Moscow has also announced that it will shut down the U.S. consulate in St. Petersburg. This comes in retaliation for a similar move by Washington. Russia has asked the diplomats to leave by the 5th of next month.
Меры будут зеркальными, но не только. Вот буквально в эти минуты посол Соединенных Штатов господин Хансман приглашен в наше министерство, где мой заместитель Сергей Рябков излагает ему содержание этих ответных мер в отношении США. Они включают высылку аналогичного количества дипломатов, и они включают наше решение отозвать согласие на функционирование Генерального консульства Соединенных Штатов в Санкт-Петербурге.
Russia has also called for a meeting of the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, or the OPCW. It's already conducting its own probe into the spy poisoning incident. Earlier, a spokesperson from the Russian Foreign Ministry gave a point-by-point rebuttal to UK's charges. Moscow has accused London of denying consular access to the victims.
We are witnessing obvious prevention of access for Russian representatives to Russian victims. With these methods, Great Britain openly and without any constraint violates international law, and in particular the Consular Convention between the Soviet Union and the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland of 1968.
Now, alongside its mainstream media, Russia is also using social media, more specifically Twitter, to counter the British government. The Russian embassy's account has pushed out several tweets claiming that the UK government's version is not supported by facts. One tweet even accused the British Army of sponsoring a media campaign against Russia for a jump in its yearly funding. The U.S. State Department has hit out at Russia after its decision to expel 60 American diplomats. The U.S. State Department said that the latest move by Russia shows that Moscow is not interested in diplomacy and Washington reserves the right to take further action. State Department spokeswoman Heather Nauert told reporters that the U.S. reserves the right to respond. She added that Russia is further isolating itself following the brazen chemical attack in the United Kingdom.
It appears that Russia has chosen to take the regrettable, unwarranted action to respond to our entirely justified action that I just covered. As I understand it, Russia plans to take the same unjustified actions against 28 other countries that stood in solidarity with the UK. Russia is further isolating itself following the brazen chemical attack. We are still reviewing the details of the Russian action, but let me say again that we reserve the right further to any Russian retaliation against the United States. So we are reading this, we are reviewing it, and will respond accordingly.
The hospital treating former Russian spy Sergei Skripal and his daughter Yulia has come out with a statement saying that there has been a rapid improvement in the health of Yulia. Doctors say that she is no longer in critical condition. However, Sergei Skripal remains critical but stable. The news comes several hours after it was revealed that the father-daughter duo could have been subjected to a nerve agent attack outside the door of their residence in Salisbury. Improvement in Yulia's health would give a fillip to the investigation, the ramifications of which have already impacted diplomatic ties among Russia, the UK, the US and their allies. To remind you, former Russian double agent Sergei Skripal and his daughter Yulia were poisoned on March 4 after being exposed to what the British authorities have claimed a military-grade nerve agent, also known as Novichok.